Hi, and thanks for joining. This is a presentation on Porter's supply chain and how it can add value to your organization. So, Michael Porter discussed in his influential book, which came out in 1985, entitled Competitive Advantage, how value chains can be finely tuned to gain a competitive edge for organizations. Value chain analysis can be used to formulate competitive strategies, understand the sources of competitive advantages, and identify and develop the linkages and interrelationships between activities and create value amongst those activities. He explained that a value chain is a collection of activities that are performed by a company to create value for its customers. So in essence, any value-adding activity or strategy which enlightens the customer satisfaction can be included in a value chain analysis. The strength of Porter's value chain analysis is its approach. The Porter's value chain analysis focuses on the systems and activities with customers as the central principle rather than on departments and accounting expense categories. So ultimately, adding value also creates higher profitability for an organization. And there's a picture of Michael Porter in the top right. So Porter's value chain analysis consists of a number of activities. You have primary activities and then you have the supporting activities. Primary activities have an immediate effect on production, maintenance, sales, and support of the products or services to be supplied. So the first primary activity is inbound logistics. And these are all the processes that are involved in receiving, storing, and internal distribution of raw materials or basic ingredients of a product or service. Next, there's production. These are all the activities that convert inputs of products or services into semi-finished products or finished products. Operational systems are guiding principles for the creation of value. Inbound logistics. Outbound logistics. These are all the activities that are related to delivering the products and services to the customer. They include storage, distribution, and transportation. Marketing and sales. These are all the processes related to putting the products and services in the markets, including managing and generating customer relationships. The guiding principles are setting oneself apart from the competition and creating advantages for the customer. And then lastly, for the primary activities, we have service. This includes all activities that maintain the value of the products or service to customers as soon as a relationship has developed based on the procurement of services or products. So let's move on and take a look at the supporting activities that entail. Firm infrastructure. This concerns the support activities within the organization that enables the organization to maintain its daily operations. So these would be things like line management, administrative handling, or financial management are a few examples. Human resource management. This includes the support activities in which the development of the workforce within an organization is the key element. And so, of course, human resources includes recruiting, training, coaching, retaining staff, compensating staff, and things of that nature. Technology development. These activities relate to the development of the products and services of the organization, both internally and externally. This could include technology innovations, improvements, upgrades to softwares, migration, deployments, anything that's just related to the technical aspect of developing software for your company. And then the last item that's a support activity is procurement. And these are all the support activities related to procurement to service the customer from the organization. So these would be examples would be negotiating to arriving at the best prices, making product purchase agreements with suppliers, and outsourcing where needed instead of maybe creating in-house. You may opt to outsource. So there are 4 steps that are used if you want to conduct a value chain analysis according to Michael Porter. And that first step is identifying the sub-activities for each primary activity. And so those are direct activities, indirect activities, and quality assurance. Quality assurance, of course, is maybe you're proofreading your material if it's marketing before it's going out. Direct activities are online sales for your company, and then indirect activities would be maybe organizing an event for awareness for your customers. Step number 2 is identifying subcategories for each support activity. So you, in essence, would use the same format as in step 1, but you would consider how human resource management can create value to inbound logistics, marketing, and sales services. Next, you need to identify the links. This is crucial, but it can also be time consuming because it's about finding the links between the added value you have identified. So an example would be a linkage between receiving complaints that have been recorded within the primary activity and the increase in unfulfilled vacancies, say if you owned a hotel chain or something like that. So the unfilled vacancies would represent human resources, which is a support activity. So linking the two between your primary activity and your sub activity is step number 3, which is crucial, but it can also be time consuming. And then lastly, looking for opportunities or solutions to optimize and create value. So this is about quantitative and qualitative investments that can eventually combine to increase your customer base, competitive advantage, and profitability. So next, if we were going to apply value chain analysis, the first example, and you see here, I still have my chart, which shows you primary activities and supporting activities. So this is just an example of how this could be applicable to Starbucks. So the inbound logistics would refer to the agents of the company purchasing coffee beans in Africa, communicating the importance of quality standards in the coffee beans, and building strategic partnerships with suppliers. The operations, or also known as production, Starbucks is currently in over 50 countries with both direct stores operated by the company and licensing deals. Their outbound logistics, their normal process is selling their products in store without intermediaries. Recently, they are now having their products in retail stores and select supermarket chains. Their marketing and sales, there's no heavy investment in marketing, but specials and tastings are common, especially when new stores open for Starbucks. And then lastly, for primary activities for Starbucks, if you're applying the value chain analysis, would be services. One of their main objectives is to provide superior levels of customer service, which in essence sets them apart for some of their competitors. So supporting activities for Starbucks, as far as infrastructure goes, this is all of the general activities that are required to keep the stores operational, like management, finance, legal, and government regulations. Human resources. There are a wide range of training programs available for the staff who are considered to be one of Starbucks' most prized possessions. So they focus a lot on human resources and training and growth and career development. Technological development. They make use of technology to save costs and deliver a consistent tasting coffee anywhere in the world. They're known for tech hubs. A lot of people go to Starbucks and have their coffee or breakfast, and you often see working laptops, mobile devices, things of that nature. And then procurement. All the purchasing that is required to produce the end products, like the coffee beans, the raw food items, as well as the buildings and machinery. And then I have one last example, which is applying the analysis to another well-known corporation, which is Pizza Hut. So for Pizza Hut, our primary activities, again, would include the inbound logistics, and this includes all of the sourcing activities to procure and standardize all of the products, ingredients, and materials to bake pizzas fast and consistency and deliciously in-house, meaning in Pizza Hut stores. They capitalize on economies of scale and use massive global purchase orders to source the best prices on raw products for their restaurants. Their production or operations. By targeting areas where there is an affinity for Italian food, Pizza Hut operates in a large number of countries globally with a licensing model where stores are managed by a local franchise owner. Their outbound logistics. There are two models that Pizza Hut capitalizes on, and that's in-store dining and obviously home delivery. Marketing and sales. There's a large investment in marketing to drive additional sales and compete with the other, not only pizza chain, but fast food chains. And then lastly, for primary activities for Pizza Hut are the services. The entire goal of Pizza Hut is to offer value to their customers an affordable and convenient pizza that everyone can enjoy. So their supporting activities, of course, their infrastructure. Again, this includes all the activities required to keep the stores in business. Human resources. Unlike Starbucks, they like to keep costs down of their staff because they're typically on a junior level or they're less skilled. So, you're not going to go to Pizza Hut and be able to probably have a lot of training or career development or things of that nature because it's not their focus. Technology development. The process they have created to have unskilled chefs cooking the pizza is the biggest asset. Breaking down a complicated method into simple steps that can be replaced again and again for consistently great tasting pizza. And then finally, procurement. The purchasing and the activities required to produce the pizza, the raw food, all of the buildings, equipment needed to cook and deliver the pizza. So I hope you learned a little bit about Michael Porter's value chain analysis. Thank you for tuning in.